Hello Pisces, welcome to the channel. These readings are multidimensional, which means that they are not for a specific time but should resonate with you whenever you come across them. So I've actually already pulled your cards, it's just that I ran out of space and I'm basically starting again. At the bottom of the deck, you've got Stargazer, and I was talking about how this is giving me a version of you that you seem to have created yourself and that you love. I'm getting here someone who has stepped out of a society consensus version of themselves, and you've entered into a version of yourself where all the stars are closer. All the stars are closer, Pisces. So your first card is actually She-Wolf, and together with this, it's like I said, it's more than opening up to yourself. To be honest, you've already done that. This is you in action. It's like you're done conceptualizing who you want to be or the life you want to live. Now it's like, okay, cool, let's bring it out. And this also represents the ability to do so. The stars all around this person, it's like with this telescope, you get to live out all of your expansive timelines. For one, like timelines where you're an explorer, you're an adventurer, you're able to take in so much more of the world than other people or than you've been able to before, because you've opened yourself up to the world. And what does that mean? It just means that you literally just dared to think outside of the confinements of our normal conditioning and our normal society consensus reality. That's all. I know I say that's all like it was easy. I know it wasn't easy, but this wild woman card is how I'm seeing how, besides, okay, yeah, her eyes are closed, but it's like I do get a sense of how you don't see yourself. Like, you've got next this water guardian. You're changing so much and you don't see yourself. And I'm also getting that when you do see yourself, like when you do imagine the change that you're going through and how it's affecting you, you imagine it to be quite wild and uncensored, and people must be looking at you like, what the fuck, what is she doing? But I think you'd be shocked to find that this is actually what's happening. Like, this wild woman frequency is the frequency where you're still in transformation. I mean, as you can sort of see with the card, it's kind of like when you're still transmuting the energies of not being afraid of your true self because other people won't agree with it or anything like that. And so you get into this rebellious part of your nature, this rebellious aspect or personality, in order to buffer the impact that the external environment will push, right? So Pisces, I'm also getting that there's someone around you that's trying to push you into this kind of frequency where you're acting out. It's like, to be honest, this is what people are seeing when they look at you. There's this poised, outer world, beautiful being that is just a wonder to look at, and even more of a wonder to be around, because your frequency is ancient or futuristic in the sense of that just it's not anything that anybody knows right now. It's a sense of calm and flow and ease, and it's just never been felt. And it is making some people uncomfortable, especially people that do have a serious imbalance within themselves, within their own nature. So it's like this person that I'm talking about, they kind of want to push you into this space where it seems as if you're starting a revolution, or you are rebelling against something, or you being wild and being crazy. Like, oh, she's just being crazy again. Like, oh, she started. or like, oh, he's doing that thing of his again where he's being crazy. And the honest truth is that that's not even like, you don't, it's not there. There, this person wants to push you into this space. So you might find that someone is argumentative with you or passive aggressive. And it's funny because this energy that you have, your aura, it's just like I can't remember which reading it was, but your aura is automatically transmuting lower energies around you. Like transmutation is instant for you. You are in a frequency where things happen very fast, like very fast. And this person is in a frequency where it's still pretty dense and they're still working out their shit. It's like the old world. So I guess I'm pretty sure you are noticing this, and that's why it's coming up in your reading. And I just want to let you know that it's cool. Just stay within your energy, stay within your frequency, hold the space because this is what it is. If anything, let it unfold. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You're unexplainably beautiful. And yes, it's making some people feel uncomfortable, but people will show their uncomfortability in different ways. A lot of people, honestly, are in awe of you. This kind of reaction to who you are is a 0.0001%. I promise you that right now. I'm not even going to tell you that 50% of people are going to react like this. That's not true. This is literally someone who's like I said, seriously imbalanced in terms of the elements within them. So they're very much threatened by this kind of energy. They feel like this kind of energy that you have is here to expose them, or it's here to make them feel small. But the thing is, that's how they feel about themselves. They feel like they're phony, otherwise, they wouldn't feel like you're going to expose them. They feel small, or otherwise, they wouldn't feel like you're going to make them feel small. Um, but you're not even interacting in this mirror. You can see, I mean, these cards have such different frequencies. You're not actually even interacting in this mirror thing that this person is doing. Like, they're doing it completely on their own. um I don't want to lie, you're too high up. This person's energy can't touch you, though you are aware of it. um you're protected by your own energy. Isn't that amazing? You're protected by your own nature, by always being able to turn to the bigger story, by always understanding that there is a bigger story, by not reacting quickly because you always know there's another perspective. Like, that's what protects you. Your ability to see beyond the veil is what is protecting. Okay, and then we have your heart guardian. So we have water guardian and we have heart guardian. Oh wow, Pisces. This is so fascinating, but I suppose it is a very Piscean thing with the two fish and everything. I hear how that talks about Pisces being able to live in two different worlds or something like that. Anyway, you've got Heart Guardian and you've got Water Guardian, right? These cards both represent you, but two different aspects of you that are activated right now, at the same time, right? And they're not two opposing aspects of yourself, which is might be what you suspect, because they're actually quite different, even though they're backed by the same power, the same authenticity, the same pureness, the same source, right? Which is flow. There's this part of you that is it's about compassion, it's about service to others, it's understanding love for the human race, for your fellow people, even while understanding that in terms of consciousness, evolution, and expansion, you're far beyond them. You're actually lightways ahead of them. Still, there's this love that is nurtured, or inside of you for humanity, including the people that are aggravated by your energy, right? Then you've got this version of you. Something about this version of you is very personal. Um, very personal, very private, very passionate. There's a sexual undertone here. Whereas here, your energy is used to heal other people, and it's used to understand, not only heal by, like, like in a Mother Teresa way, like, hey, you're gonna be okay, like, no, but also in being able to understand other frequencies, even ones that are more restricted than yours, is a form of healing, right? That's all happening here. But there's almost, I almost want to say, selfishness. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's what they're calling it now, self-fullness. Because selfishness was kind of like on the connotation was like on the low frequency scale, and then selflessness is like, who the fuck wants to do that? Why? So they can walk all over you. So now they're calling it self-fullness. So that's what you got here. This is an aspect of self-fullness. It's where you just care about yourself and you nurture yourself, and but it's like to degrees where people haven't really seen before. This is self-love on like sovereign level. This is self-love on I'm able to love humanity because I love myself level. Like, this is almost dangerous. I don't want to, like, but not in a bad way, in like a very sexy way. Pisces, very sexy. This is like super sexy. Um, it's got a very, I'm getting Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. There's something here that you understand about your sexual nature and how you've turned it into, or how it relates to magnetizing things that you desire into your life. Because I'm also seeing here kind of like a love, a voluptuous life, like a life of a voluptuary, like something luxurious and sensuality and, you know, richness. So that's followed by Father Sky, which is funny, right? Because here we are talking about this. You kind of like, I'm hearing releasing yourself sexually, like you've been holding yourself back, I guess, releasing yourself sexually. And then you've got this Father Sky, which I don't know, it kind of has like this guardian thing. And it might be talking about that, to be honest. It's like in the past, you may have held yourself back from expressing yourself in this way because, like I said, when I started the reading, it was a version of you that was created and designed by community conditioning and social consensus, right? But now you're in a version of yourself which you've designed yourself, um, which like you've conditioned yourself, maybe by reading books like from authors like Robert Greene. It's books like, self-development books like Mastery and Laws of Power and all that stuff. That's all books that you can read. That's the type of stuff that where you condition yourself with, right? It could be that. But anyway, there's the way in which you are now expressing yourself, which before it was very restricted. I'm getting a very Saturn feeling from this. Like, even though it's got the eagle and, um, there is a very patriarchal, like, do you see what I'm saying? Like that dad that's like, are you wearing that? Like, you're not wearing that. That's too short. Or are you wearing makeup? Like, I'm getting that kind of attitude from this card. But I'm getting that it was like self-imposed. It could be it was self-imposed because you had a parent who was like this. Or I'm also getting, if you had a parent who was like this, some of you chose lovers who were then like this. Like, but you're really coming out of that. The next card is shapeshifter. So you see, it's like you've really released yourself. That's what I'm getting. You've really released yourself from these shackles. You release yourself from an old pattern of being, an old pattern of expressing yourself, an old pattern of showing up in the world. And this old pattern was very restrictive, and it was very biased to, like, whether certain sexes, certain races, whatever it is. But it was not working for you. It was never going to work for you, right? It's not designed to work for anyone, to be honest. Like, even if you think you're the right gender or the right race, I promise you, this satanic like thing, it catches up. But you are now working outside of these confinements and these like fucked up makeup rules that have nothing to do with our nature. And in I don't know, like, I don't know, in freeing yourself, it might be mentally, but it's really starting to come out of you, Pisces. It's really starting to show. And the last card here is mountains, and it talks about how it's not about you surpassing barriers and jumping through hurdles. It's how there are no more barriers. It talks about how there are no more barriers. This energy that you have, it's unstoppable. Um, I mean, I'm sure you can see it in this shapeshifter card, and that's also why it's unstoppable. It is so much like nature. It continuously changes. It's continuously expanding, contracting, uh, expanding to contract, contracting to expand. Like, it's so much bigger than everything else in the world that we've ever been taught. And I'm getting a very fool energy here. Like, I realized today, we always think the fool is jumping off the cliff. I think the fool is a Piscean card. We always think the fool is jumping off the cliff. Like, and I don't know, on like in a bit of a suicide mission, and not realizing that the reason why we can't see what the next step of the fool is because it's another frequency, it's another dimension. The fool is leaving one dimension and stepping into another, and that's what you've done by harnessing this energy, which is telling me that you're not done. That's what I'm hearing. This energy is telling me how we're not done. We're about to do the most. So that's you, Pisces. I hope you enjoy your reading. I honestly don't feel like it's done. I just don't like doing long readings, but I do want to give you something to wrap that up. Remember how I was telling you in the beginning about how poised you are? Like, continue with the flow. Continue with the flow that's represented in front of you, Pisces, and don't look back. That's all I have to tell you. Like, don't look back. Keep going. So yeah, that's your reading, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.